it's the new era, man. It's time for the new era of just Saints football completely. This draft is the first draft with Kellen Moore, the first draft of setting the foundation of what that will look like. How many of these draft picks need to hit for the Saints to become an immediate threat? Because right now they're on the outside looking in.
Like three, I guess. You need some difference makers really quickly. If you told me they got a difference maker at playmaker, pass rush, and cornerback, I think I could see him as a threat. And now threat's a relative term. We're talking about the NFC South here.
That's
Like
right.
you give me three of those guys on the Saints, and you tell me they're big time players. Yeah, I could see a quick
Yeah.
turnaround there in potentially competing for that title. But that's tough to get. That's tough to ask for. It's a tough a tough task. And I think the depth on top of that makes it sketchy as well, because
Right.
there's just, me and Mike were talking about it on Monday. Like, there's just too many fail points that could take out the team really quickly. So it's tough. But yeah, I think at least three. I think you need to get like three, and within the three, like someone has to be
Yeah.
your rookie of the year type candidate.
Yeah. No, for sure. And it definitely has to be a rookie of the year type candidate up front. And I think it really comes in on the offensive line or the edge on defense, because without that, where are you going? Without the O line going like it's supposed to, how are you getting Alvin those touches to really be in there and score and make things happen? If it's not on the defense, how are you getting pressure? It has to be there, I think, in particular. But yeah, if you could get a playmaker at receiver, that's another add on too. It just needs to be something viable where it's like, okay, now there's a benchmark of talent. There's a benchmark of, okay, we can build off this. This can be taken to the next level.
There's a lot of ways to get there. I think if they ended the draft, three of the first four picks, Genty, Ravel, and a really good guard in the third round, people
Oh
would be
yeah,
pissed about it probably. But in practice, if you put Genty on the field and he's a 1,200-yard rusher, if you get viable coverage from your second round pick and your
yeah,
guard is a good guard and you're running the ball well, because look, the one thing people keep saying about the offensive line is yeah, I think it's shaky in pass pro, but the run blocking was pretty good. Like, it was
yeah,
pretty good. And you throw another guard in there and you don't have Lucas Patrick getting hurt all the time, and you get a little bit of health. Eric McCoy stays out there, which is a huge if at this point. I mean, that's a huge if. He's gotten hurt the last couple of years, so you don't want to assume anything. But when those guys are out there, if you throw like a guard in there, even without that guard, last year I thought it was good when they were healthy. You get the guard in there, I think you could really run the ball well. And if you can cover and you like, there's a couple of ways to kind of change it. Does that make you a threat? I don't think so. I think that would be a stretch probably to say you're a threat with that, but I think you're threatening at least at that point. And really, I think that's what the bar should be this year. Like, what would it take for them to be in a position where you're looking at them and they're threatening, but not necessarily throwing the punch? They can stand in the
yeah,
box and talk a little shit. Like, how did they get to that point? Okay,
yeah.
ultimately they're going to walk away. That's fine. But they come back now next year and you're in a position where you can build on top of that, go lift some weights, muscle up, get your weight up, and come back and be ready for the fight. What do they have to do to take those steps? I still think it's three. I still think it's three guys.
No, for sure. Three, just a magic number. But building off of that point, the goal. I don't want to even say to be viable in the NFC South, because where are the Saints even currently ranked at in the NFC South? I mean, you have the Panthers right above you. They hit you in the mouth last year at the end of the season. They got your coach fired. Then after that, the Falcons and the Buccaneers kind of flip flop between what they'll be. You really, the Buccaneers are up there, because the Falcons, you have no idea kind of what that really looks like right now. But are they fourth?
No, I mean, I wouldn't put them fourth, but what does it matter if what does it matter if they are right now? Going to see how it plays out, but
Yeah,
I won't put them fourth. I got them ahead of. I mean, they're definitely ahead of the
the Panthers.
Panthers, and probably about even with the Falcons, I think. I mean,
Okay.
there's a lot of question that is their quarterback good? We don't know. Like, we don't know. There's
Yeah.
a lot of hype around him, but we don't know yet. If he's good, I mean, they're buried behind him. But if he's not, it could very very easily be second right now.
Yeah.
Is the goal? I mean, it's their goal. At this point, it's time to we're beyond the which path they should take that we talked about for months and months and months. Like it's their goal to be
Yeah.
contenders in the South. So I think it's still a very weak division. The bar isn't that far away, but there's still a bar and they're below it. You got to find a way to get at least even with it. And I don't think they're there yet. I don't think it is just injuries. I think you got to hit on some stuff. And I think this next wave of free
Yeah.
agency, it's unrealistic to think that after the draft they're going to go out and get all kinds of difference makers that are going to change the culture of their team and put them on a path. But I think you go out there and you look to try to build out your depth a little bit. I think that's imperative. If your goal is to try to be competitive, you have to be honest about, okay, there were a lot of injuries. These aren't all just going to magically disappear. So when they do hit, what do you do? I think there's still some work to be done there.
Yeah, for sure. And on the flip side of the original question about, which draft picks have to hit, where would a failure be? Where would it be as like, oh, well, they failed this draft?
Start at the top. First round guy doesn't hit. I mean,
Yeah.
major miss, major miss. Yeah, I mean, just there. I think if you aren't, they got 4 picks early. If half of them, and I mean that's just a realistic draft bar. A lot of picks miss. If that 50% rate isn't in your favor with the first round pick being one of the two, I think it's a miss. I think it's
Yeah.
a miss. I don't care if they take a swing on something in the third round, a upside player. People always get mad about, oh, they wasted a pick on a quarterback, but really, if you try to take a pass rusher there and they miss, no one ever talks about that. It's not that pick set you back. So I'm not mad if they take a swing in the third round and miss at it, but I would really like to see the first and second rounder hit. Now, that's just saying it right now. It doesn't really matter the configuration. Like if you miss on the first and the second and you get two Alvin Kamaras in the third round, it doesn't matter
Still
really in
wouldn't. Yeah.
hindsight. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just really two out of those four being viable difference makers. And I think you need a star. This team needs some star players desperately, and I think they need to find them.
Yeah, for sure. I think they definitely need to find him out. And this might be a little green, but I have faith. I have faith that they'll do it this year. I have faith that this year is the switch gets flipped.